old woman were killed when armed robbers attacked the bullion van. Today we are going to have a conversation about the state of security in the country. Remember that this program is streaming live on social media. Just go to Metro TV Ghana. You can send your comments using the hashtag #GoodAfternoonGhana. A number will be displaying. You can also send WhatsApp messages to that number. Please do not call the number, just send your messages. We'll take a break and we'll bring you more.
Maria, I'm going to be I am doing more budget born again. I have a BI.
HD logo the bottom. When you say HD local channels, and so pictures near clear, and 5 times better. As an other channels could be your hormone. So what I mentioned someone tell me away. Oh, what the pictures! What a picture! What do 8D plus decoder or multi TV and now natural agent PR natural local channels now HD the here is all better *879# numbers from Kubo box and now the advert 80 channels now.
Get an HD Plus decoder from now till the 9th of August for just 89.99 Ghana cedis and enjoy 3 months free subscription. Enjoy all the excitement and live sports action in the HD Plus Air Bosso Fili promo. Promo lasts from 7th June to 9th August 2021. Visit hd-plus.com.gh or call 024-243-9872 for more info.
Half a nose for good things.
Blood gives life. Blood is very important. Let's donate blood to save lives. On Saturday, June 19th, 2021, Metro TV, Original TV, and Original FM humbly invite you to be part of blood donation exercise at the premises of Metro TV, close to Alisa Hotel on Dr. Isert Street at North Ridge in Accra. The exercise will start at 7 o'clock in the morning. It is in commemoration of the World Blood Donation Day. Join us Save Lives as we donate blood for the Blood Bank. This exercise is in partnership with Blue Skies, Pharmanova, manufacturers of 3 First Serum, #1 builder of blood cells.
There's a place for people like you.
Okay, welcome back to Good Afternoon Ghana. Let me introduce my guests to you to have this conversation about Ghana's security. We'll be speaking with Sheila Abaye-Bachman, Director of Public Affairs at the Ghana Police Service. We'll also touch base with Adam Buna, a security analyst, and you've heard him speak to the security situation on the news. Via Zoom, we'll go to Godwin Ahianyo. He's the Public Relations Officer for the Ashanti Region Police Command. We want to pay attention to Kumasi. We learned of some kidnappings, very concerning kidnappings happening there aside general crime, and we would like to explore what is happening in that region, the Ashanti region. On phone, we'll also speak to Abdallah Dauda. He's a father. His son was recently, was sometime abducted, and he'll be sharing his story with us, what happened and how the police helped, what has happened since then. And we'll also speak to him. Later on the show, we'll be talking about our blood donation exercise that's scheduled for this Saturday, and we'll be joined by some kind gentleman or a gentleman from Farmanova for that conversation. But we are paying attention right now to security in this country, and we'll kickstart with an interview we had about the security situation in the country with Sheila Abaye-Bachman. She's the Director of Public Affairs at the Ghana Police Service.
We will continue to assure the public it is a bigger picture. It is like a puzzle where a piece of the puzzle is breached, which is a security breach like it happened recently. It doesn't mean that the bigger picture has fallen off. The bigger picture is intact. The fact that majority of Ghanaians, we can wake up, go about our normal duties and come home shows that security is at work. And the police is supported by all the various agencies, including the media and the public, to do its work, to carry out our constitutional mandate. So let us have that assurance and continue to support the police as we work hard to arrest the perpetrators of these crimes that have occurred.
Are you not overwhelmed? Maybe it is true, we are going about our duties on a daily basis, but are you not overwhelmed with a number of cases we're recording now? Isn't it increasing? Maybe you can give me the correct statistics today.
We cannot be overwhelmed, and we are not overwhelmed. These are incidents that have happened out of several incidents that could have happened, but police and security services worked hard to quell and to prevent them from happening. And we're working hard to arrest these perpetrators so they don't get the opportunity to commit the crimes again. So we're working on it.
Do you get the impression that the public sometimes, make that the police has lost the trust, the police has lost the respect from the ordinary citizen, and so sometimes the citizen, it even dares, to show brazenness on what they want to do in terms of crime?
Individual feedback is taken into consideration in whatever we do, as well as the feedback of the community. So whatever feedback we are getting, they are considered in the planning for security. And everything that is being done is something that has been planned. Of course, there are incidents that happen and you need to attend to them as they occur. But for instance, the bullion van agreement or request for banks to make, you would notice that these are as a result of engagements that have started several months back. It is because of this incident happening that it has come to the media space. So if we expect that every security action is dictated or told the public, that is not possible. It is like when you know your kids have to get, say, school fees or some kind of maintenance from you as a parent. The space to go is not the media space to go and announce that. So there are channels and agencies and institutions that reports are made to on daily basis, and we work together. The fact that every security action cannot be communicated to the public in the media space does not mean that security is not working. We are working day and night, every time, trying to keep this country safe. And that is why we are safe. When you look at the topography of crime happening in the sub-region, you would give thumbs up to your security apparatus in Ghana, and you will continue to support the security so that we can prevent incidents from occurring. And when they occur, we can arrest the perpetrators so they can face the consequence of the law.
Talk about the security, safety, and the work of the Ghana police in terms of security on the sub-region. A wireless message, of course, is not meant for the public, but for social media is already out. The Burkina Faso-based bandits that has issued threats. How can you clarify that? It's already out, so we want to know more about it and how you are looking forward to foiling their plans.
So internally, several communications go on, And they go on in several forms. One of them is this wireless message that is addressed to specific people, but it's now in the media space. When we put out information that is not meant for the public in the public space as it has happened, it causes undue fear and panic because it is targeted at specific people. And this is not the only communication to them. There are several other communications to them. So we should be rest assured as the public that everything that security officers have to do, police as one agency and several other agencies that help in that manner, we are doing to prevent crimes from happening. And in fact and indeed, several crimes are prevented from happening on a daily basis across the country. But like I said, when there is a breach, then we look at what occurred, what happened that there was that breach. So it's like a bigger picture, like a human being, and then you have a piece of hair falling off. It is still a concern because you would want to find a way of getting that hair back, and that is what we do to actually arrest people so they can face the consequence of the law. So that signal in particular is not, although not meant for the public, I'll take opportunity of this space to let the public know that it is a sure signal of the several actions that are being taken by the police and the entire security system to ensure our safety as a country.
We're sure to be protected of that signal you're giving us.
Yes.
So we've had some interviews with security experts, including Brigadier General Nuno Mensah, who actually thinks that, first of all, the whole security installation has been infiltrated with partyful soldiers who have no experience in security, and that is affecting the work itself of all security installations, including the police. Are you going to agree to that? If not, what will you say?
It could be true, it could not be true. These security aspects you are referring to, a lot of them are themselves political, and they themselves might have had the opportunity of getting people who are political into the security system. But one thing is that before you join the any security service, let's say policing for instance, you are an individual, a civilian, you may have had different colors. But once you enter, you are taken through some kind of training that makes you different from the person who was not trained. So you may have had a political coloration before coming into the service. We expect that the training you go through, both at training and in during the work, as work experience, should make you act professionally, because it's like religion. We all have our religious associations and we all have our religious denominations. But when you are working as a professional, there are certain principles you go by. And that is why we have disciplinary code, so that where you breach the professional conduct, you are also taken through that disciplinary code for you to toe the line. And if you cannot fall in line, then the same disciplinary procedure will give the opportunity for you to be taken out of the system.
That's not what we see on a daily basis. Sometimes you have the national security members act in the way we see. Obviously, you go by the law. They have breached the law. But you don't really see the action, as you're saying.
I speak for the police, so if you can give an example related, specific to police, I'll respond to that.
If you speak for the police, let's say if the police has an issue to deal with, normally they will come to the press and say they are dealing with their member, according to what the police rules, require. But in the end, you don't really hear what happens to this person or that person. I wouldn't want to mention names, but we have some examples.
So, periodically, we come out and we give you the figures of officers who have been punished for different misconducts, including even those who have been dismissed. Where are we getting those statistics from? So, they are a reflection of what happens to our officers who go out of the line and are taken through the disciplinary procedure. And we bring the figures out. Just last year, before election, we gave you media the figures and you gave to the public as to the number of officers who had been disciplined within the period. And interestingly, when you, like I said, we listen to feedback, and all the feedback also help us in some of the things we do. So you realize from even just the last batch of disciplinary results that we give to the public through the media, that people that were punished were from ACPs to constables, or constables to ACPs. So professionalism, that is why there is... We gave you the figures, and as and when. So like I said, look at it in terms of a parent whose child decides that instead of this is the proper way for the child to deal with me on issues, then the child is now talking to the media and not dealing with you on issues. The police is governed by rules and codes, and there are reporting lines that constitutionally we are mandated to report to. Policing is not necessarily done in the media space, but because we work together with the public, we share information that can be shared at the right time. So we don't unnecessarily cause fear in public. There is nothing secret, but there are confidential matters at different points in time.
How confidential is confidential?
Confidential is classified. In this one, we cannot go through the education of classification of confidences and what time a classified information may become unclassified and all those things. So there are different levels of confidential matters, and confidential matters must be treated as confidential, and those that can be shared at the right time must be shared at the right time.
How do you respond to people's concerns or the public's concerns that the police pay attention more when their own is affected?
You should be concerned when a security officer is attacked, because he or she is the person who has dedicated him or herself to be trained as the security officer and has had that special training. And if he is the first line of attack and he's attacked and he falls, it means that you're exposed and you become more vulnerable. And so you should be concerned. And that is why we should not take these matters lightly.
So you know that you accept that we don't respect the police?
You are saying it.
I'm just echoing that.
Everybody I know and I have come across, including you and your camera people, respect the police. And that is the kind of cooperation we expect. We respect the public that we are working with. We are part of the public. And the public respects the people that have dedicated themselves to go into the security services and get trained and dedicate their lives to abide by the constitutional dictates of security.
Are people right to call for the head of the IGP when they feel that security is on the lowest of its best?
It depends on what someone is calling for, and the kind of facts the person is basing on, and the kind of channel that the law allows the person to base on. Personal
on everything.
I speak for the police, and I will not give personal opinion in matters that require personal opinion.
This will not be personal opinions. This will be opinions shared by security experts who are equally trained. And sometimes when your releases come out, they analyze and think that this is not the best. We can have it.
Requesting me to speak my opinion, but I speak for the police, and I will not give my personal opinion about commentary made by individuals.
So finally, let's talk about what we want to do now with all that is happening, the analysis and the advice coming to you, your releases to us and everything. Where do we go from here? What are you telling the public?
Let us be rest assured that the police and security services are doing everything that the law allows us to do to ensure security. It is a bigger picture, like a human being. If a portion of it is breached, like a bit of the hair is falling off, what we do is to try to restore it by getting the perpetrators arrested, which we are doing now, and strategize for that portion. But largely, we are safe and secured because of the right actions that are taken. So let's keep rest assured, and let's keep supporting the police and the security services to continue to work for our safety and security. The larger picture requires that we all remain calm and give all the support we can give to ensure that Ghana is safe for our citizens and also for the people who come in here.
I want to ask you this question before we go. The youth we see on the streets, on our roads, where when you're driving, they come to the car, they're clean.
Okay, so Annie Ampofo there with that interview with Sheila Bachman Abaye, the Director of Public Affairs of the Ghana Police Service. We have security analyst Adam Bona connected with us via Zoom. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Bona, and thanks for joining us. You've heard the director or the spokesperson of the police service speak to us, largely telling us to be rest assured and that they are behind the scenes and they are working, and the fact that we can go about our normal duties should, point to the fact that the country's security situation is not that bad and it's on course. You've called for the IGP's resignation. He said that that's not going to happen, and that crime doesn't happen in only heaven. So if that's the situation, we might as well relocate to heaven. But how do you respond to her, this assurance coming from the police and the call for the public rather to support?
Oh, yes, good afternoon. Yes, Superintendent Abaye, well, she's a good friend. Yes, I mean, I think the call is reassuring. The call is good to reassure Ghanaians that, the security challenges we have at the moment, the police is attempting to calm the situation down. And so my expectations are that we will, some of us, who work with them directly and indirectly would be monitoring the security space, hoping that, as she put it, that they need the support of the public. Whatever information that is with some of us, I personally do well to share with them. And she's someone, when I have some information I share with once a while, she calls me, we have conversations, which of course I would not be able to share here. And so yes, it is reassuring to hear that they are trying to, deal with some of the challenges, but that not to say the call that it is only having that crime doesn't happen should be taken lightly. I think it's condescending to hear that from none other person than the Chief Constable of the Ghana Police Service. I would want to say some of us have made that crown call that the center is not holding, the top is too heavy and empty. So let's deal with it and ensure that, just as the president said during his inauguration on the 6th of January 2017, he did call on all of us to be citizens and not spectators. And so one doesn't need to be a security analyst or expert or a police officer or a retired security person or a media person to actually call the attention of the president and call the attention of those we pay that when things are not going right, they should fix it, because the president has asked us to ensure that we are citizens and, and not spectators. So I think that some of us are playing that role very well to ensure that we let them know when things are not working. When things are working, we also do pat them in the back. So this is what I can say.
Very well. A question I would want to ask you is about the state of security in the country. This is daytime where armed men go after a bullion van, and it's very audacious. This is daytime, and they shoot and killed. What's going on? From your opinion, what kind of security situation do we exist in?
Okay, so, crime, if you ask everyone who studied crime patterns and criminologists or those who have done a bit of work in the area of security, will tell you that it keeps evolving. At every given point, you could see a certain paradigm shift. At every given point, you see either they move from one community to the other, depending on where the heat has been turned on them. And so at the moment, we are experiencing daylight robberies instead of the usual robberies during the night. And we, as a people in this country, are used to night robberies, usually night robberies. But that is not to say daylight robberies don't happen. But the last time these type of daylight robberies took place, most of the perpetrators were arrested or chased away out of this country. And if you look at the pattern, even though there's no scientific research to say, or the police themselves don't have any data to support, the pattern, it is safe to say, looking at the crimes that are committed in other neighboring countries, it is safe to say daylight robberies are very rampant in Nigeria and other West African countries. But daylight robberies in this, gangster, in this form, is very alien, in this repetitive format. It's very alien to us. And so one would have to be checking, do we have some infiltration of, some of our neighbors who have come here and taken advantage of our peaceful nature? There was a jailbreak in Nigeria, and I think as many as 1,800 or so, prisoners broke jail, and the Nigerian government has still not communicated to the rest of us where these people are, whether they've arrested them. Our own leaders have not told us whether some of these people have come into this country. So are we experiencing, this because we have some people who have infiltrated, or, this is the new, thing that is probably caught up with us when it has to do with violent crimes. And I have said that violent crimes in this country is also not alien. But if you look at it, those days, violent crimes would take place and nobody would die. But now they don't care. They don't care who you are. They don't care where they are going to attack you. They move in, they, immobilize you, whether you die or you don't die. They get what they have to get. And then they make a break. They run for it. They go. The day the police officer and the woman unfortunately passed, were killed. There was another Rambo-style assassination, or call it murder, or, robbery in Kumasi in Dichemso, where a woman was gunned down in front of the husband. And this was communicated. Prior to that, we had several other robberies involving mobile money vending operators, call them Uber, those who operate this ride, Uber and Bolt and the Ayamgo and the other ones. There have been reports of car snatching. There have been reports of, even kidnapping. You can see in the north, kidnapping is gone up, where those who own cattle, animals, are getting kidnapped and ransomed, getting taken away from their families. Recently, some of them were arrested. So crime has evolved. The only thing that has not changed has to do with the strategy. Very
well. You talk about kidnapping, and I wanted to just throw that in, that we've received reports that similar is happening in the Ashanti region. We actually have a father on the line with us. But Adam, what I wanted to find out was then what should be the approach by the police to the evolving nature of criminal activities or violent crimes now happening in broad daylight and on the rise?
Well, I think what they need to do, I have repeatedly said it, intelligence, intelligence, intelligence. There are three things. Intelligence, the first one is intelligence, the second one is intelligence, the third one is intelligence. If the police is properly structured and properly tooled and properly trained with all the things that is required of them, with the right persons in charge, what is going to happen is that they will collect, intel on, could be criminals gangs who are preparing to strike, and they will be able to arrest them before they strike. 2018 thereabout, when David Asante Apietu was in charge of the police, crime levels went up. If you remember the crime that took place at the industrial area, the Royal Motors robbery was done broad daylight in the morning thereabout. Another one took place in, I think, Tema, that area where this Middle Eastern, someone from the origin of Middle East was killed. Immediately, the police shifted gears. That is what they relaunched Operation Calm Life. They brought motorbikes. They now got police officers who were on bikes. They trained them. They deployed them. The IGP back then, Apietu, got the intel. He relaunched. He brought back the intelligence unit and put COP Yohonu. COP Yohonu is still there, and you can check the police records. When all those changes were done, immediately crime rate dropped to about 60 to 70% because then the bad guys either vanished or those who dared were arrested. And so the police know what they have to do. The only thing has to do with being bold and having the right persons to take decisions and ensure that they are ahead of the criminals. In every society like ours, you would find those who would not want to go by, the tenets of the laws. And therefore, that is why you have the police. And if the police so wish and would want to arrest these people, all they need is intelligence. And I had the IGP or someone like that mention 20,000 Ghana cedis to be given to anyone who is able to give information leading to the arrest. But is that enough for an informant to give you information on a police officer who is shot?
That's not
20,000
enough.
is, I don't know. No.
What would have been enough then?
Well, if you ask me, I would have been expecting 50,000 or a double of that. You want to give something that is larger, is bigger, because these guys robbed a bank. Sorry, a bullion cash. They robbed cash. We don't even know how much they took. So assuming they took 200,000, and one of them maybe they shared the money, someone didn't get enough, the person will be aggrieved.
Okay.
The person is giving 10 or 20. I'm just trying to think as someone who understands these things, and say that if you were to make an offer, a public offer, that is probably either more than that money or half of that money. Whoever was part of them and was cheated, or whoever was part of the gang but was not given a fair share, chances are that that person would come and work with you and give you enough information. But if you give maybe 1/20th of what was stolen, and a police AK-47 is stolen, went with them, they've killed a police officer, another person is killed, you want to make sure the offer is big enough, juicy enough for them to come forward and give you information that will lead to, maybe one person would come forward and give you information that will lead to arresting all of these people who are terrorizing us in this country.
Very well. I'll pause here with you, Mr. Bona. I want to bring onto the phone lines Abdallah Dauda. He's the father of a 4-year-old boy who was kidnapped 2 weeks ago, I believe, in the Ashanti region. And he's requested that we speak to him in a local dialect, Tree. I'll try and do a summary of what he said in English for the benefit of our audience who do not understand. But good afternoon to you, and thank you for joining us, Daddy. Daddy, mrenti senka obetumi aboabo ho aka kire ni esi ya yefa wo bakoye. Hello, Daddy. I'm trying to get Abdallah Dauda on the phone. If we do not have him, I'll go back to Mr. Bona. Try and wrap up my conversation with him. Okay, so what we are going to do is we've lost Adam Bona, and we're having difficulty with the phone lines. So we're going to play an interview with the former Chief of Defense Staff and also a former National Security Advisor, the retired Brigadier General Nunu Mensah, on the state of the country's security.
I can see that we are going to be hungry. You don't need to be a magician or be a prophet. You can see it coming. But do our leaders understand that they have to sit up and think into the future, prepare for the future? No. Otherwise, what we can. So this to me is why the problem we have is serious, because if today in Ghana, when I was growing up, and my father's house, the door was never locked. It was never locked. He never reported of any stealing in his house. Today, people are killing you to steal from you. We are getting a new Ghanaian. The new Ghanaian, you have to understand him. And I think mainly because we don't have politicians who understand the new Ghanaian. You have many young people going to school free, education free. We are okay about it with education. Nothing to do with education. And they're frustrated. So we need to sit up as a people and look at the needs of our society. The young people especially. At my age, how many more years have I got to live on this planet? But if we are a young man, 25, 30, 35, talk about prime ministers, leaders in Europe at that age. Prime Minister of Finland, I think 35 years old. Macron, yes, he was 39. Today, young people are 39. They don't think about how to manage the country. They think about how to get a car.
So, Brigadier General there expressing his views. We'll try one more time to connect with Abdallah Dauda, the father of the 4-year-old who has been abducted. So I'm going to do this interview in Twi and try and do a translation and a summary for our audience. But Mr. Dauda, good afternoon to you. And yadase say wa joining our TV so emrenti mesre say obekasa hari kakra na ne pese ye hu ne say eba ne sen den na esi a yafa wo bako.
Na kyo amoba fa blanke ne ni won ne me wo ne maame no na wo de plan ko ne maame nten wo hon.
Inti ade na esi ya yafa wo ba ne ko.
Okwa na mo ko ye ko yi nwo wo nikanika mo inda mo yi anwan na ngora me amo ya mo digro wo apa bi pio ho na mo ko dia go na we boy bi na titi ona tam ya unza mo kwa akula na o ya de tam ya ono no amo titi o unza ni badi da bia ko fi ona ono bi when di ne go de go ten so ano ni kan wano de no ko e no de koma ni pa bono ko.
Inti beba o pesa meti ase wo se okoye nikanika masma ne so okoye nikanika
aye wo amoko yi wo nikanika
wo ba no
ya bi ne ma me na de ko an ko e inti ti so be wo ne nkora ne amodi ago wo no
inti ne ma me ne ko yi nikanika eno mo so edi agro
nkora ne di agro yi bi wo ne aho na ba ne de ne ko e
inti omodi agro na de ben sie
amodi agro no an ko ne de ne ba ne dada so ko so di ma no de no ko mani ko bono ko
inti omodi agro no na obi be dada no eno fa ne ko e
ta boy no tifi obi
nipa kro fa ne ko e no tifie hobi
to ba bi angora ne bi agro no
inti ode ne ko he
ode ne ko ka kwan ba di ta ode ko to unje ne ma me amuye ni kali ke de ni jana mo wo ki odi agro na mo ni ko ta da no ye se sa ble bi me ba ni ko me de no ko fa ne ba ne ma ne bi na ko ne ba ni wo abe na obe jana mo te pa wi ya na e fa no ko na mo ko ki boy na o ne ma ti mi boy na boy ne ta ode maka o boy di na mo je ka na mo de no ko
and yet say moba no yira ye no 2 weeks ni ma report ya ma police na den na police ya fa ho
yanga ze ya yiri wa ke boy na po na ma ko de fo na be gina ko ya ko an so get ma bo ama ko di ka ma ko de fo na be ma na ko de fo na mi mu ajima de mo ya fa anora na ya bu ya
hello daddy
na ko de pe ni ta kino adi be de o de ajima na ma ngora na mai ama fa ro pa de yanga ndo de ajima ma ngora ka mbo ne wa ko ko pe sa mo se ajima ne de ma na ajima na akosan ya akora na be sa de ro pa diablo.
Okay, daddy pacho me hia say we slow down kakra because me ntumi ntene awoka no. Inti dan pesa meti ase wo se inti police for no eba ho ne akola ne be kasai. Information ben na motumi enya say obe friend say omunko baby ni hefa no de no call ye.
I know every now because here put the body that I away some of it year na man e babia. Wo no ma ke put the plan babia. What they plan go ja e babia ni ba ko na ode to plan ko ma mu na say that put the plan in kiba ko grampo.
It's basically the police for monte free or munchen.
Another day that we are for what they are but I'm another booking in the him before about my buyer. I've been a police put the famous press the reaction in the anya but then because Friday you've been to the way I give the
okay.
I could do Friday and I have fun among your behind your police. If you're making to move about politicians, you'll be now
okay. Patoye Beja or Hayabaya Dasisa, that's Abdallah Dauda. He's the father of a boy, 4-year-old boy who has been abducted in the Ashanti region. He says, I'll try and recap the bits. I couldn't hear everything clearly, but I'll try and recap. What he said is that they had gone on an errand with their mother, his son, and they were playing when one of the boys they were playing with took him somewhere. And that's the last they saw of him, and they reported the matter to the police. I think on Thursday, they have some updates from the police. We'll be trying to get the Ashanti Regional Police Command and speak to them if possible, because we understand that this is also happening a bit on the rise. But if we are not able to do that, we'll have to push that later, because we have an interview on blood donation. We'll be getting some information about how important and vital blood is to our lives. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll continue.
Need a little help? Nobody does it better. At UCS Facility Management, we give you the best in janitorial services, which include high-rise window cleaning, office cleaning, post-construction cleaning, facade washing, deep cleaning, carpet cleaning, swimming pool cleaning, and event janitorial services. Locate us at Jowolu, JA Plant Pool premises, or call us on 0501 666 322 or 0203 299 212 or 0203 299 234. UCS, your property is under our care.
Bonsoir, monsieur. Madame. Et voilà.
Ah, babe, what is this?
This is the escargot. And the foie gras. Oui.
Where did she go?
You pa one casa who say obase or pay fiedian. Eh?
It's been long since you ever felt like this.
Welcome to the best in Ghanaian entertainment on Aquaba Magic. Welcome home to Aquaba Magic on DSTV channel 150. It's your moment. DSTV.
Welcome back. It appears that we're having a bit of difficulty, so what we'll do is that we'll go straight to our conversation about what could be said to be the most important thing right now, blood. And I'm joined in the studio by Mr. Gobin Kumar. He's marketing and sales manager at Pharma Nova. Good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You look very vibrant. I guess you've got a lot of blood in your system.
For sure.
Well, thanks for joining us. This conversation really is a teaser for our Saturday event, which is this Saturday, 19th of June. We're going to do a blood donation exercise. We are calling on Ghanaians to come and donate some blood and help save lives. But what I want to understand from you really is what makes blood so special?
Basically, blood is a constantly circulating fluid that provides the body with minerals, oxygen, and helps in waste removal. blood is something which we cannot make in lab or something. It's a blessing which we have, and as we have different people, we have different blood groups. And this is one out of thing. And apart from that, blood is something which we have to donate, and we have to come forward for participating in this noble cause and for blood donation. And I was mentioning you that we have a diverse product portfolio, that we have blood flagship brands like 3FER, which is used for treating certain blood-related issues.
Tell us more about 3FER. So that's a 3-FER. Tell us about that.
There are important micronutrients in the body, as one of the important is iron. Because iron is an essential element for the production of blood cells, it helps to prevent low levels of anemia in the body, okay? And as well as in pregnancy, iron is important. Thus, the body needs to produce red blood cells and keep you in good health.
So, where can people get this 3FER?
Basically, they can get it anywhere nearby to their leading pharmacies and hospitals.
Okay.
Yes, you can go to the market and ask for your 3FER product, which is available at your nearby pharmacies.
Okay, and will you be coming for our blood donation?
For sure, I'm coming.
Okay,
yes.
And any tips for people coming, what they should eat, what they should drink, or if they should stay off, any kind of tips? Or they should get 3FER?
I think physicians are the best person to answer this question.
Okay, but very well, they should get at least 3FER on. But I've been speaking with Mr. Gobind Kumar, he's marketing and sales manager at Pharmanova, to talk about the importance of blood and also learn about 3FER, which is essential to boosting the quality of your blood. He will be joining us on Saturday. If you're home and you're watching, wherever you are, join us as well on Saturday here at Metro TV and donate blood to save a life. What I want us to do right now, okay, let's take a break. When we come back, I'll try and take some messages, and then we'll do a wrap on the conversation about the state of the country's security.
Need a little help? Nobody does it better. At UCS Facility Management, we give you the best in janitorial services, which include high-rise window cleaning, office cleaning, post-construction cleaning, facade washing, deep cleaning, carpet cleaning, swimming pool cleaning, and event janitorial services. Locate us at Jowolu, JA Plant Pool premises, or call us on 0501 666 322 or 0203 299 212 or 0203 299 234. UCS, your property is under our care.
Bonsoir, monsieur. Madame. Et voilà.
Ah, babe, what is this?
This is the escargot. And the foie gras. Oui.
Where did she go?
You pa one casa who say obase or pay fiedian. Eh?
It's been long since you ever felt like this.
Welcome to the best in Ghanaian entertainment on Aquaba Magic. Welcome home to Aquaba Magic on DSTV channel 150. It's your moment. DSTV.
Welcome back to Good Afternoon, Ghana. So what we did was a quick conversation about Saturday's upcoming blood donation exercise. Make some time and come here to Metro TV, North Virginia, Lisa Hotel, and donate some blood. We'll go back to the conversation on security in the country. We want to focus on the Ashanti region, and you heard Mr. Dauda talk about his son being abducted. I have on the phone with me Godwin Ahianyo. He's the PRO for the Ashanti Region Police Command. Good afternoon to you, and thanks for joining us. Tell us about what we understand, or confirm for us what we understand to be rising cases of abductions in the Ashanti region or in Kumasi.
Good afternoon to you and your listeners. I don't know of any cases of abduction, if you could mention any of them, because
well, we just spoke to one father. Sir, we just spoke to one father, Abdallah Dauda, who said that his son, his 4-year-old son, was abducted about 2 weeks ago. And he said that the matter had been reported to the police. And I believe he added that there was going to be an update with the police this Thursday. You're not aware of that?
I don't know of the case you're talking about. So if you can mention the specific case and where the case was reported, I'll be very glad, because I don't know of any abduction which has been investigated by the command.
Yes, sir. So that's what I'm trying to do. This, we understand, happened in Offenso.
Well, I would be glad if you wouldn't mind, I can connect you to the Offenso Divisional Commander and you speak to him subsequently.
Okay.
Because he hasn't briefed me on any case of abduction.
Okay, very well. I understand your apprehension, but calm down, please. We are trying to get information in the interest of national, of the state, of the nation. What we want to understand is, tell us about the security situation in the Ashanti region. As you may have heard, in Accra, the recent, 2 days ago, the Bullion van that was attacked, where a police officer and another woman died, has raised, as well as other criminal activities, have raised concerns of insecurity. We want to understand from you, the police, what the situation is in the Ashanti region. Is it similar or is it better?
Thank you very much once again. Let me mention here that in the Ashanti region, when you talk about the security situation, I would say relatively crime rate here is very low. But we have recorded about 2 or 3 cases which we are investigating. I remember we had a case of armed robbery at Bantuma where a mobile phone vendor was arrested.
Okay.
I was also informed of the case at Bokum Estate where one person was shot and killed. In these cases, we have arrested 2 persons. And they are in Accra at the moment. We are in touch with the Accra Regional Command because we've been arrested on similar cases. So the CCTV footage that we have, that we are working on, to link these very cases to the 2 suspects that have been arrested in Accra. So we are in touch with the Accra Command. After the investigation, we'll be going in for them to continue with our investigation. So when we talk about these 2 violent cases, yes, that have happened in the region, we are investigating it. So I would say that the Ashanti region, relatively crime situation here is very low compared to the first or second quarter of last year and the previous years.
Okay. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it here for the sake of time, but we are grateful to you, sir, for your time. That's Godwin Ahianyo. He's the Public Relations Officer for the Ashanti Region Police Command. What I'll do right now, I'll get some messages on social media. This person, Larry in Oyarifa, says, good afternoon to you and all your viewers. The security problem is serious. As Brigadier Nunu mentioned, we have free SHS. They complete and no jobs. Majority of them get frustrated. Instead of telling us there's no insecurity, government should rather organize a dialogue to find out what the solutions are to this problem. Okay, and somebody is making a reference to on-duty police officers to wear bulletproof vests, according to Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. We'll leave it here, but this has been our conversation today on Good Afternoon Ghana. I'm Francesca Kakrafos, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
It's News Night here on Metro TV and also on DSTV channel 277. In current affairs, we have the latest political and social news. The Business Bit brings you up to speed with the happenings in the world of business, commodities, the stock and forex market. We also have the latest in the world of sports, plus news across our borders in our international sector.